Hello, hello. I have another quickie for you for this segment. I am going to talk about the numbers in the cards, and maybe I'll kind of do a brushing at the end of the energy of the cards since we're going to touch this segment. So in these little quickies, I'm trying to do them maybe about 15 minutes or less, and that's because just we have the other videos that do give a lot more information on the deck and the breakdown and things like that. So this part will start here. So when it comes to the numbers in the deck, they're all part of numerology. You know, you don't have to be, you don't have to have it down to an exact science. But when it comes down to the tarot cards, they do have numbers, have, representation. They have meaning, just like colors and symbols and signs do as well. So in this case, we've got our Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and your Ace of Pentacle. So this is basically your water, air, fire, earth energy, right? So when it comes to the aces, we've got to remember that aces are always counted as a 1 in any tarot deck. It will always count as a 1. It is like the beginning stage, pretty much. Okay, so when it comes to your aces, whether it's cup, sword, wand, pentacle, or if you see it as of coins, of staff, of wood, of spheres, of daggers, knives, goblets, bowls, or any other type of reference that you might see in another deck, that it just represents the same thing, but they just call it something else in the deck just to give it some diversification so it isn't always just the same labeling. Okay, so all in one breath. But your aces are your ones. They are initiations, start outs, beginnings, potential. When momentum starts to build up, it can even represent one person as well, even as one person. Okay. Here you have your Two of Wands, where he's looking for a path. Two of Cups. Two of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Here where he's juggling. Here where she's on the defense, when she needs time to make a decision and needs people to be away from her. Two of Cups, when it's representing a partnership, two people coming together, not necessarily the lovers, but it can be somewhere where we're meeting up and things like that. So basically, these are your stages of twos. So twos can represent choices, partnerships, duality, flexibility, balancing things out, just to kind of give you a boop, 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 boop down the line with them. So this is basically what your twos represent here in this stage set. Here you got Three of Wands, Three of Swords, Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Collaborations, friendships, people coming together, hanging out, being in groups. Three is heartbreak, Three of Swords, Three of Wands, waiting on your ships to come in. Like, damn, I've been going through it. When am I going to get my just due type of ordeal? So when it comes to threes, we look at groups, collaborating, creativity, networking, raw energy, expansion, things like that to these levels here when we're talking about threes. So it can be in groups, in like in a 1, 2, 3, first, middle, end type of ordeal. Start, during, duration, and end. You can also think of that too. But those are your threes. Four of Swords, where you're having to regroup, get some rest, re-energize, refresh. Four of Wands, celebrations. Four of Cups, not wanting to make a decision. Four of Pentacles, where you're being a hoarder, kind of greedy. So when it comes to fours, we are looking at even the number 444, which is manifesting numbers. Even sides, right? Stability, strength, endurance, longevity, and even structure when we think of fours in this deck and any other deck as well, because it's just all about the numbers. Five of Swords, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Okay, so 555 are your fives. They can represent challenges, conflicts, things turning out differently as planned, sudden changes, and more so to the fact, like, we make plans and God laughs. So I always remember 555 as like changes coming, changes ahead. Whether or not we're ready for them, whether or not we can control it, but they're coming. Whether you're going to get it on the front end or you're going to get it on the back end. But either way, it's coming. 555. So, and also synchronicity numbers too. Like anytime you see synchronicity numbers where you're seeing repetitive numbers in a series like that, sometimes in the back of your head it'll make you think of, oh, like, damn, 444. Oh, that's right. Manifesting numbers. Or 1111. Those are angel numbers, like I'm on the right path. I made a short deck with some of the numbers. I only made it like 30 copies of it, and it was during a time when I was doing a lot of shadow work, and I made a deck, and then actually I have it right here in front of me. So, but here I had let me see. There's so many shadow work cards. Like this one, Quiet Your Mind. In times of confusion, step back to look at the scenario outside in. Pay attention to what you're answering to. Preserve your energy and evaluate with discernment. So this was actually my first deck that I actually did, and I did them in bridge size cards. Pray, pause, pitch. Dear God, please put the right words into my mouth so I can express my mind and my feelings accurately. Amen. It's okay to cry. It's okay to pull the scab and shed the tears. Sort and accept what makes sense. Every detail in life isn't meant to be figured out. Crying is cleansing. Allow rear views to become clear views. So this is just a little shadow deck that I did. Like I said, only did 30 copies of them. But just to get down to the numbers, like I said, 444, being divinely guided and protected. 555, changes ahead. And then I have the other ones here, like 666, balance and harmony. 777, spiritual alignment. 888, karmic rewards. 999, ending cycles and completions. And then let's see, it's like kind of like a jumper card there. 222, balance. 333, life purpose. 111, intentions. So I thought it just made me think of that. Wish I could sometimes remember them all, but I think, like, I know which ones are the ones that are kind of like struggle numbers where you're working on things, but I can identify them when I see them, but to, like, remember them all the time, every time, that same way. Sometimes I don't, but I'm glad that I made those, because anytime that I want to do that, I can always just go back to it and, and I know that I have that there. But anyways, but you can also look them up too. All right. So here we've got 6 of Wands. I'll play with it right here. 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. And 6 of Swords here. So when it comes to sixes, here, we know that this is, public recognition or outward recognition. This 6 of Pentacles is balancing things out. 6 of Cups can be a childhood friend, going back, looking at memories. Six of Swords, where you're having to kind of readjust your plans, switch up, just like the shirt says. Sometimes when we think we're on the right path of doing something else, something will come in and interject or kind of throw a monkey wrench in that, and then we have to switch it up, right? Have to readjust. We have to be flexible with our with plans, make them or make new plans, whatever. But when it comes to sixes, it is basically where we need to readjust, realign with ourselves and our directions. What is harmony? What are harmonic commitments that we're making? What are we doing to start in our mind that we can put our options and power plays to the test and to see those outcomes? It's like thinking fast, just like I said before. Things switching up. You throw a monkey wrench, and now we have to do plan C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All the way down to Z. And then balancing out. So basically, six is kind of like balancing, and just going back and checking your ducks in a row, your checks and balances, crossing your T's, dotting your I's. Something's not working out. We need to see what's not working and see if we can do something else. And just change. It can be changes, when it comes to sixes. Just depends on what cards you have there, but in general, that's what that number represents on those as well. So here we have 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords. So when it comes to the sevens, on that end, we're talking about strategizing. We're talking about planning. Going within, getting more information, even reflecting back. When it comes to the 7. Yeah. Strategizing, planning, soul searching, going in within to reflect, and getting more information. Even though the cards tell a little bit more, but in general, when we have sevens, that's pretty much the energy that we also can get from the cards. Because when we have this 7 of Cups here, yeah, it's options, but we're having to kind of figure out what it is that we really want to do. That could be soul searching. That could be trying to strategize. That could be trying to plan as well. This one is a given. This is super, blatant right there. Being defensive because you want to stand your ground and make the choices that you're making. Here, even with this 7 of Swords, is kind of sneaking out, kind of like a thief in the night, or just wanting to just get away. And with these swords is, mental energy. So that could be wanting to get away while it's dark, it's quiet out, and just kind of get away from anything that's around you, so that way you can take time to just kind of clear out and be alone and think things through also too, when it comes to those swords. So that's what we're looking at when we think of sevens and that energy of that number. Here we've got 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. Well, I feel like I've seen you before. But nah, it's because of the way that the cups look like from the 6. So when we talk about the number 8, we think of actions, kind of like the fire energy here in this card. We think of movement, vision boards at hand, even coming out of a situation and being made brand new of it, like a rebirth. Can also represent perfection and achievements, or meeting milestones as you build. It's pretty much, to me, 8 is like, it can be like manifesting energy too. Whether it's good or bad, neither. Because sometimes we can, like I said, you pay for it on the front end or you pay for it on the back end. But either way, you're going to pay for it, right? But this is more so like manifesting energy. Because here, this is a form of manifesting. You're walking away and leaving all this shit behind, and you're just going out to to the next thing. Here, he's being a craftsman. He's rebuilding here. This mastery, it's skill. Like, I've been here, done that. I got this. Let me keep on doing it. Let me build something here. And here, it's like, you know, she's put herself in a position that she can most definitely get out of. It's like these swords are like an illusion. She's put herself, these are an illusion. They're really not binding her. She's binding herself. She can go back to where she started from. She can go back, you know, to where it was better. You know, so this is all manifesting energy here. You know, incoming information that's coming in fast. That's my personal opinion. Manifesting energy to me, baby. But those are your 8s. And that's taking movement, actions, vision, or like a vision board, coming out of hard situations, being made brand new of it, rebirth, achievements, meeting milestones, things like that. Those are your 8s. Alright. So you got your 9 of Wands, resilience, 9 of Pentacles, independence, 9 of Swords, not being able to sleep, being kept up at night, 9 of Cups, when you're meeting achievements. You're not quite at a 10 where you've completely met your goal, but you're damn sure near getting there. You're just about there. Kind of like one more cup to go. So when it comes to these 9s, you're basically at near completion. It is attainment. It's like finally passing your exams and or your finals and determining whether or not you're going to graduate. Just as an example, you know. But keeping your eye on the prize to abundance, your goals and things like that. Even though these cards can all mean something else. So as I went through them all down the line. But to some extent, they'll all give you that meaning if you're really looking at it. So, you know, yeah, basically. So this is all your 9s here. Like I said, I just want to make these quickies because I y'all know I can freelance on these cards. All right, so here we go. So we're at 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and we have all 10 of Cups, yeah? So when we talk about 10s, we talk about fulfillment, 10 out of 10, 100%, all done, slam dunk, right? Basketball in the goal, right? So we're talking about fulfillment. We're talking about full completion to a cycle. Success, 10s mean endings, completions, all done. And then if you want to be funny with it and you want to do the numbers thing and you want to do the numerology thing, then let's say, okay, well, 10s are completions. Well, what's 1 and a 0? Well, 1 and a 0 equals 1 because we're adding it together. So once we're at a 10 and we're done, now we're reducing it back to a 1 because now we're getting ready to start a new cycle. Now we're getting ready to elevate. We're going to start a new phase. We're getting ready to hit a new chapter, right? And so it's kind of like starting back at a ace. Yeah. So like I said, I hit that part. So, but basically this is your fulfillment. So that way you can get to the next step, that's to follow suit, and then you start at another beginning, the next transition. So when it comes to 10s is all done, honey. All right. So I try to make this short and sweet. Hope you like it. This is the numbers part of the cards of the deck. I did a little bit of the angel cards, just kind of going through the numbers of my little baby deck. That's called Shadow Affirmations. I don't even have them out for sale or anything like that. I still have a few copies left. Some of the orders, you know, maybe random people will get them in the orders. As far as that, it just depends on how I feel out the person. Um, I also I have a few people that go to people that I know that go to therapy, and if I have like an extra deck or whatever, I give it to them, and then it helps them. So when it comes to that shadow work end, because sometimes you go to a therapist, but you don't always get all of that. So just a little kind of like a little loving extra. But that is it when it comes to the numbers, and I'm not going to get into the energy part because I've done that throughout the deck on the other videos, and so I don't want to be super repetitive. But when it comes to this segment, I just want to make sure that I do this part too as well, because when you do look at the cards, you do see the numbers in the corners and things like that, and not just that, just the numbers that are blatantly there. Um, and then, of course, when you're looking at your spread, if you've got a couple of fives out, a couple of fours, a couple of threes, you can also tie those events into your read as well, because those numbers and symbols and synchronicities like that, they also give you a message when you're doing a reading, even if you're reading for yourself, you're practicing, or you're doing it for someone else. Alrighty, so all the best, all my love, and I hope that you like this part of the videos. And I think I probably have maybe one or two more to do of these little segments, these little quickies, and then go on our way. Bye.